Brandon Young built a keyword research tool that's personally added hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to multiple of the brands that I've worked with. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. The first thing that you have to do is choose exactly what your product is and then go through the competitors. Let's use this as an example. We've got collagen gummies. We want to do exactly collagen gummies. First, make sure you've got the DataDive extension here. Jump in and choose the exact ones. We want to make sure this is exact, okay? This is the most important step of the entire process. When we're looking through this, we also want to make sure that we're going after the biggest products that are winning. We don't care about going after losers. We want to go after the winners and we want to win on those. What you're going to do when you're looking through this is you're looking through and figuring out, is this exactly what my product is? Exactly collagen, extra strength, whatever the details are. Is it exactly gummies? One of the biggest misconceptions I find is that people go and try to find collagen because Vital Proteins does millions of dollars a month and they try to use that as an example. As you're looking through this, you want to make sure that you have the same ingredients, the same product, the same format. All of these things should be the same. Then as you continue down the list, you want to get the ones that are selling the most amount of units at a reasonable price to where yours may be. And so very quickly, you can find these ones right here. And once we get a full list, now the ideal here is between 5 and 20 different ones. On Helium 10, it only allows you to do 10. So this one will bring a lot of extra products within. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to do this DataDive. We're going to choose this. The way I typically like to name these is I go NH for my initials. I'm going to just do company name. And then I'm going to do the product, collagen gummies. You have to do this very, very specifically. If you get this wrong, you're going to be in a real challenge for the rest of the time that you advertise. Now, this next step is making sure that the ones that you just chose are the ones that actually make sense. What you want to see is you want to see relevancy through all of these, right? So all the same product, all the same types of things. One quick way that you can do this is going through this and just making sure that everyone is ranking on a number of these things. If you don't have a lot that are 100%, there may be some that are a little bit outside of the range. Now, if you take one that has very little to no sales, that is something that is likely not ranking. It's going to skew the data a bit. So what you would do is you take any of those, let's just say it was this one, you would take this and you would exclude the ASIN from that. The more products that are the exact same or very, very similar, the better. Within this tool, there are 3 main things that you want to look to: the master keyword list, the AI listing builder, and then the deep dive. I'm going to go through each one of these through this. Before jumping into the other 2 tools within this major tool, I'm going to tell you exactly if it's worth you going after this specific product or not. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the monthly revenue. 359,000, 200,000, 133, 100,000, 36, 61, 60, 50,000. Bunch of volume, really good. Let's continue to the next thing. The next thing that we're looking at is the absolute price here. And so when we look here, you're going to see $11, $29, $29, $23, $25, $30. Okay, great price points that we're looking at. Absolute price is the most important thing. Secondary is the price per unit. So if you have a really, really big pack, maybe you drop it down so that you can convert higher. The next thing we're looking at right here is the rating and reviews of us versus competition. 4.6, it's pretty solid. If it's a 4.8, it gives me a little bit nervous. There's not really that much that you can improve, but still some opportunity. And the last thing to look at is this right here, this 30-day outlier search volume. And what this is saying is like, how competitive is this product? A bunch of people are already searching for Nature Made, whether it's their product name or whatever it may be. Don't expect to do $360,000 a month when you don't have any search volume like this company right here. Now, the final thing to look through here is whenever you expand this right here, you're going to see the cost per clicks. Now, if these cost per clicks are $5.50 a click and they're converting really high, it makes it incredibly, incredibly difficult for you to win on. Messing these $2.50, $1.90, $2, $3, these are all relatively fair, and we should be able to win on some of these while still having some margin. The next thing now that we're going to go through is we're going to go through and we're going to cut down a lot of these keywords. We've got 159 terms. The typical that we want to be is between 15 keywords and about 40 when we're first starting. Now this is the relevancy of what this is right here. And this one typically drops down. I have anything less than, I think it's 30%. I won't include in this list. So what I'm going to say is, honestly, there's way too many here. I'm going to go through and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this out. If it's less than or equal to 40, I'm just going to get rid of this. The next thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I go through this and see any branded terms that I see here. And that's going to take out majority of these. Now there is still going to be other ones here. So I see Vital Proteins. I know that's a brand name. You do have to use your brain a little bit through here and just see are there other terms within here that we want to get rid of. I'm going to pause this until I go through all of them. And now that I've taken out some of the other branded things, the other thing that we want to go through and just make sure is, are there certain things in here that we do not want to have in? For example, super low search volume. Maybe it's something like this. Maybe ours is not vegan. So if there's anything with vegan and it's not a vegan, then we're going to take that out. So anything that's irrelevant, again, we're trying to get this fully down. What a lot of people do is they just run this data dive and they just use all these terms and they just go crazy. For me also, one of the big things that I want to make sure of is I want to make sure that it is anything less than 500 search volume, I do not want to go after. Now we've got our list down to 20 different terms here. The last thing that you're going to want to do, this is not a scalable solution. However, this is how you actually win, is you're going to go through this and you're going to figure out these terms. Is this exactly what your product is? Because if you were to go through and search collagen, on Amazon, you're going to very quickly find this is not what you were looking for. Yes, collagen is part of the collagen gummies, but it is not a collagen gummy. When people type in collagen, what they're thinking of truthfully is vital proteins. They're not thinking of your specific product. So we've got to be really, really, really specific here. Now that we've got this list exactly where we want it, these are all things that are exactly what our product are with a couple different variants, whatever. We're going to jump over here to the AI listing builder. First thing that we're going to look at here is the root of what we see. So when we type in collagen gummies, woman, gummies, woman, let me tell you what you need to be going after. Collagen gummies for woman. That is exactly what you're going to want to go after. And when you look at this keyword here, you can see the search volume on this, the relevancy, the total ranking juice, how much you can get out of this. And then you can start to name this collagen gummies for woman, collagen peptides gummies is 6,000. This one's 55,000. And what we're trying to do over here is we're trying to get our ranking juice up and above all of the competition so that we can be winning more than all of the competition here. We're trying to set ourselves up for as much as we can. Now, what you should not do here is do not go through and do a bunch of keyword stuffing within this. Now, once we've proven our listing is worth going after, now we've upgraded our AI listing builder within this. The next thing, this is my favorite thing, is going through the deep dive. When you think of this, your main image is your click-through rate. We've got to get click-through rate up. Amazon wants more clicks. They want more sales. They want more velocity. Those are 3 factors that we always have to look at. The whole goal of your main image, click-through rate. After you've gotten the click-through rate, how are you selling on every single image? Realize that the biggest factor that you can do to sell more product is to have higher conversion. How do you get higher conversion? Better images. So go ahead and just go after all these and figure out what are the good things, what are the bad things, all the different factors here. One additional tip that I'm going to share with you is go through competitor reviews, figure out all the good things they're talking about, all the bad things they're talking about. Make sure that you have all the good things and then make sure all the bad things that you're improving on your product to make them even better. This right here, this is a total like what I call Amazon company, and they just go over the freaking top. Now, realistically, this is way too much text. It's way too hard to understand. Think about one big advantage per image, and then you're going to go through this and you're going to show all the different things that people care about. Think top left to bottom right. You want to have the most important to least important the exact same way. One in your picture, but also in the number of pictures that you have. Image 8 should be less important than image 2. All right, so in order to do this right, build the right tray. Check the niche. Cut it to 15 to 40 different keywords. Rebuild this listing with the AI listing builder and then build these images that actually sell. This is how you're going to win. And if you do not get this right, I promise you, I've seen this way too many times, you will fail. Now let me share with you one bonus thing real quick. If you go onto this page right here, you're going to see Ask Alexa, what flavors are in these gummies? Do they contain any common allergens? Can kids take these supplements? These are changing all the time right now. These are going after what consumers are actually worried about. Use this within your images and you will start to see a conversion rate boost. These questions have obviously not been answered clear enough, even if it says it within the images and the title and the bullets and whatever it may be. You need to be more specific on these so that consumers know exactly what this is.